What's up, guys? Today we're doing a tackle box review, just everything that's in my tackle box. So my tackle box is actually a backpack from Bass Pro Shop. It is an Advanced Angler 2. Runs retail $90, $89.99 plus some tax. Fits 4 small trays down in the bottom. It's actually got a spot right here for a super tiny tray. I use it for hooks, sunglass holder, waterproof container if you want to put your phone. I use it for my fishing license. Got some 2 compartments on either side. I have no idea what's in those. Looks like I keep my scale in one of them, and bobbers are in the second one. Super cool, really good back support on the back of it. Got some padding, dropping shit all over the place. Dropping stuff all over the place. So, got some back straps. If you're walking a while, it's pretty easy to carry. It can be as heavy as you want it, and it's really not going to be too affected. So, let's go over the boxes. We got some hook boxes. It's probably the same as everybody else's hook boxes. I have the 5/0 sticky hooks from Mystery Tackle Box. Very great hook. As you can see that, they are super sharp. They are fantastic. I love them. They're heavy. I got some 1/4 ounce bullet weights. I usually don't use those. I usually go with the 1/16 ounce. It's a little bit smaller. These are not tungsten. Haven't gotten around to getting any of those yet. So we will get some of those. Some other hooks that I've gotten. These are Harmony fishing hooks. They actually have a keeper ring that you can put around them that holds your bait on there. These are from a Mystery Tackle Box. Some Mustad 4/0 hooks. Pretty good. And then usually my go-to shaky head if they're not biting anything else, they're biting those. So that's your weights, so your boxes. Nothing, like I said, really spectacular about those boxes. So we'll move on to the next one. This next one is my jigs and chatterbaits. So I'm a huge swim bait, anything that swims, love fishing it. So I got a bunch of chatterbaits in really just any color they make it in. These are Z-Man OGs. So nice little purple bluegill-ish color there. We'll go back to that one in a minute. White, I have white chartreuse, black and blue, and green pumpkin. Haven't really used this one yet. Still working on getting that one. My favorite out of the original chatterbaits from Z-Man is the rotten pumpkin. Right now I have I think that's a Saucy Swimmer, maybe a Rage Swimmer from Strike King, but nonetheless, very good color. It looks almost exactly like a bluegill. So I love this thing. Check it out. My newest one, haven't really used it a whole lot, unfortunately, is the Jackhammer from Z-Man, and I love the color on that. So you can see my girlfriend watching me make this video in the back, trying not to laugh at me probably. So super good. Doesn't have as much action or as much shake to the rod tip as the OGs do, but nonetheless still very good. It's an $18 chatterbait, so it better be good. Some jigs that I'm using, I think I have one of them on my rod and reel. And so this one I actually found. I was fishing and caught it here in Texas. So orange, and I guess you can call that red, brown jig, gold hook, pretty decent weed guard on it. Haven't used it yet. Got a little grass colored, maybe more of a natural color flipping jig. So really small. Haven't really used this one. I don't usually use the smaller ones. And this is a Grass Hero from Googan. This thing is amazing. So One thing I like about Googan is they stamp the weight of the lure. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So this is a 1/4 ounce. It's hard to get that little focus. There you go, 1/4 ounce. Sexy shad color. So super good. Swims like a champ. I've never caught anything on it, but it swims good. So that is that box. Like I said, huge chatterbait fan. I have an entire box of them. Always keep those with me. All this stuff is everything that I take with me when I go fishing. You never know what the fish are going to want that day. So I'm going to need one more time out of this box. But these are moving on to basically just more hard lures. We'll start with this one. This is one of the jigs, another Googan Squad jig. This is the Juicy jig with a June bug crack and crawl on it currently. So just black and blue, very good, good sparkle in there. 3/8 stamped on the bottom there. Good hook, really good weed guard. It's a little stiff for what I like, but you can trim those down and clamp them down, and not nearly as bad. So really good jig there. Got a shallow water crankbait, little shad color. Pretty good. It's another one I found while at the lake. Never gonna pass up a free lure, right? Swim bait. My girlfriend actually loves these things. This one's a little big, but little swim baits. Good action on the tail. This thing swims like a champ. She's caught 5 fish in one day with these. So always keep at least one of those with me. Got some top water here. This one's got like a little propeller on it. You can't really use this thing unless the water's flat. Wavy water. It's been pretty windy here lately. Haven't really been able to put it to use, but it hits really well. Good color. It is Bagley is the brand on it. So really good. Most of the stuff I've gotten in mystery tackle boxes. Some of the stuff is just walking around Bass Pro Shop and I find it and I like it. Other top waters. Not a huge fan of this one, unfortunately, but this is the Prank by Booyah. So really good color. It's bone color. Good little feathery tail there. Thing about this one is not just a normal popper. It is a popper and a shallow swimming crankbait in one. So you can pop it. It doesn't pop as well, which is the reason I don't like it. But it does have it's got a nice little rattle in there. I don't know if the audio is going to pick up on that. But it does not pop very well. It swims good, so it's a good crankbait, I guess. But the popper that I normally use is this one. This is just a cheapo one that we bought at Walmart. It's got a baby bass color. Yellow eyes, little red mouth. Red and white tail on the back of it. This thing is Old Faithful when it comes to top waters. I love this thing. Never fails. My girlfriend's got one that looks like a frog, and she loves it. Next, we got some lipless. Yeah, we'll do the lipless. So these are a little dirty, so I apologize for that. The little bluegill lipless picked up at Bass Pro Shop. Not bad. You can see some pretty good glitter there. So, not terrible there. This thing, it was like $6 probably. So, not a bad lure. Definitely check it out. Love this thing. Good rattle trap. They're all tangled here. So, your typical shad color, blue on the top, silver on the bottom. Really good rattle. I mean, that's probably the best rattle of any of my lures. So, typical everyday lipless, not terrible by any means. I kind of suck with lipless. Actually, just caught one this past weekend on this one for the first time. First bass I've ever caught on a lipless, and it was the first bass I've ever caught at that lake. So, worked out nice. Here is another lure that I found. So, a little green and black, a little bit of silver on there. It is a Livingston Lures lipless. So, not bad. It's actually pretty heavy. The grass is crazy out here right now. So, lipless are kind of hard to use in these little ponds and lakes that we're fishing. Some of our bigger lakes are closed right now. So, with coronavirus and everything, it's kind of ruined our fishing. Then I got another little lipless in here. So a little baby lipless. I'm probably gonna end up taking this one out. Never really use any of them, let alone the smallest one. So I think we're just gonna set that one off to the side. And one that I really hate that I haven't caught a fish on. This is the first time I've ever used one. It's called the Rip Knocker. Also got it in a mystery tackle box. So purple gold shad, definitely not bad. It's got a feed through hole right there. Comes out the other side. You feed your line through. You tie on the one treble hook that comes with it, and it swims. It's supposed to swim through grass pretty well, but it does not. I can assure you that. So definitely not a bad little lipless, but hey, it's a lipless, and it is what it is, I guess. Definitely not bad. So we will put some of those back in there. We'll save the best for the end. So let's move on to the frogs. Never really been a big frog fisherman. Kind of suck with them. I'm impatient. You gotta wait. You gotta be patient. You gotta kind of finesse these through. So I got a popping frog just because I love poppers, as you can see. So a little popping frog. I don't remember who makes this one, but just a little leopard colored. Got that green. Very long legs on the back of it. So very, very good. I've gotten more hits on this frog than the other one, but the other one's definitely my favorite because we had a hunt for this, so we actually drove an hour each way just to go pick these up. So these are the Filthy Frogs from Googan. Says eat me. Holding that right. Says eat me on the back of it. They come in multiple colors, black, white. There's like a bluegill type color, which is like some sparkles in it. It's really cool. This is a leopard one, just leopard frog is what it's called. Brown, green speckled. Kind of got like a pepper look to it on the tail. Both of them have gotten hits. This one's actually a softer plastic, so the hook set's a little bit easier. This one, I had a hunt for this one. I earned this one. All right, another Googan, and you'll quickly see when we get into the soft plastics, Googan is hands down my go-to bait. I'm wearing the Googan Squad shirt, so I love them. Shout out to Googan, keep making good products. I don't know if I can shout. They're not sponsoring this video or anything, so. This is the Googan Scout. This is the Ghost Gill color. You can see the knocker beads in there. It's got a pretty decent rattle. This is what? This is a Scout Junior. I'm sorry. Thank you for my girlfriend, my lovely girlfriend and financial manager. Back there, corrected me. This is a Scout Junior. She has the normal Scout. I will probably do a video on what she's using. Some of y'all might be going out with your ladies fishing, and they don't know what to use. She was the same way. She hated fishing until she started catching fish. Didn't we all? So, Scout Junior, really cool. All the Googan stuff has their logo in the eye, which I think is really cool. Any of their swim baits have the depth stamped, just like the weight on the other ones. It's got the depth stamped on the bottom of it, so this is a 3 to 5 foot jerk bait. Love this thing. Got some other tangles. All right. So these are some swim baits. Let's do another crankbait. This is a deeper crankbait. I think this one is 3 to 6 feet, maybe 4 to 6 feet. This is a Vexen. This is not the one that I like, but same color. The color they call it is Shelby Shad. Very cool color. Pretty cheap. They're about $8. These are really good crankbaits. Really good action, really good noise. The other one is a fat body one. Swims a lot better than this one in my opinion, but it's good nonetheless. You can get those in the mystery tackle boxes as well. They've come in 2 months. They're different lures, so it's not the same lure. but I've gotten them in 2 different boxes. This one is this is actually a super cheap swim bait, jointed swim bait that we got. Looks just like a bluegill. The brand on this, I don't recall. Like I said, it's super cheap. I normally don't swim this one through. I will let it sit on the bottom just like this, and I'll jerk it up, and it kind of just like flips around and floats back down. It looks like a dying fish. It's the most realistic thing I've ever seen it do, and it swims really well if you do want to swim it. It was like $6, Bass Pro Shop. They have them in shad colors. This is obviously a bluegill, so check it out. It's got the little orange belly on it. It's great. Love that thing. And good old Faithful. This is a very, very good crankbait for the springtime, early summer. We haven't had any luck on it lately, but we haven't really used it. Haven't really done a whole lot of fishing lately. So that is the Flat Banger from Googan. Swims 3 to 6 feet. Let's see, I forgot, and they reminded me with the stamp on the bottom. There you go. Shout out to Googan. So Googan logos in the eyes. This is a citrus shad color, so not bad. Love this thing. It's always with me. I'm always willing to try it. It doesn't really work on ponds or the bigger lake here, but it does work in some neighborhood ponds that we'll fish. So we always keep that with us in case we end up there. And that is not that box. Sorry, got a few more. These are going to be our spinner baits and our buzz baits. So this is super old. This one will probably end up coming out. The only reason this one's not out of my tackle box yet is because my favorite one, the Googan one, actually got snagged on a rock and I lost it. So, pretty upset about that, but this is just a Fire Tiger spinnerbait. I've got 2, I can't remember the name of the blades. It's like willow and like Oklahoma blade, something like that. But it's got 2 blades. It's got the Fire Tiger colors. Nice little spinnerbait. You can pretty much throw any trailer you want on that. I have some super bright orange ones I use. Haven't caught anything like that, but this is my newest spinnerbait. Just got it in a mystery tackle box last month for June. It is a white and blue. I usually throw either a white or a blue trailer on it. 2 slightly bigger blades than the other one. This is a Castaic spinnerbait, so they're supposed to be really good. It's actually really heavy, so I don't have a whole lot of use for it, but we'll use it every now and then for sure. And then the buzz bait, I'm actually new to using buzz baits, so this is a Booyah buzz bait. This one is, in my opinion, excessively big and heavy, but it's got the yellow, similar to that jackhammer color, the white chartreuse, pepper look in there. So it's definitely not bad. It's got a huge blade. The blade actually hits the bottom rod. I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that. Comment down below if you know how to fix that or if it's supposed to do that. Let me know. But that's the buzz bait. I love that thing. It's really heavy, really big. I think it's a little bit excessive. I know they make some buzzbait juniors, so I'm definitely gonna go hop on those. All right, so that is all of our hard plastics. Yeah, that is all of the hard plastics. So we will be back with the soft plastics. All right, soft plastics. Don't really know where to start, so we're just gonna kind of dig in. I have all my soft plastics here. As you can see, there are a ton of them. Excuse the mess on the desk. There are a ton of soft plastics. These are my go-tos. Everything that I use, keep all these. Keep in mind, all this fits in that bag. Pretty snug, but it does all fit. So let's start with the big ones. So these are your Slim Shake worms from Googan. These are the natural color, really good go-to color. It's got a silver back. Let me pull one out so y'all can see them. All right, so lot of action, as you can see. It's just super wobbly, silver pearlish on the back, and then just your normal green pumpkin on the front there. Usually put them on a shaky head. You can Texas rig them if you want. I have not tried Texas rigging them yet, but I will. I'll send some videos as well, testing, showing y'all just how I use them, the fish we're catching with them, stuff like that. We'll just get that out of the way. I also have same thing, shaky head worms in a green pumpkin pearl. So green pumpkin pearl. So another great color to use. Then we have the Lunker Logs. So this is your normal 5-inch Lunker Log. These are watermelon red. Watermelon red flake. I actually have one rigged up on a Texas rig hook right now. So this is that 5/0 hook from Stickies with the watermelon Lunker Log. Got some red flake in there. I don't know if the video, yeah, it's picking it up. So very good bait to use. One of my go-tos, especially ponds, if you're fishing a golf course, anything like that. They love them. You can fish them like a jerk bait. You can fish them weightless is usually what I do. Let them float down. Really good action. Wacky rig, another good. They're a little soft, so fishing them wacky rig, you're pretty much gonna get one use. As soon as that fish hits it, he's tearing it up. So those are your Lunker Logs. I have them in watermelon red flake. I have them in all kinds of colors. More watermelon red flake. I don't know why I have 2 bags in there. We'll throw that one off to the side. And just normal green pumpkin. Just your everyday green pumpkin color. And I have one more that I was actually meaning to take out of here, because as you can see, the fish are eating them up so much, I only got one left. But this is the Junebug color. Absolutely love it. The cool thing about Googan is the smell. If you've never used them, they have a garlicky salt smell to them. So very good. They all come in clamshell packaging. They smell tremendous. I've actually ran some of these through the washer and dryer, and they still have a little bit of that smell. Obviously not as much. They are pretty gooey. I'm actually going to transfer this one into another package. That way I can just save up on some room in the bag. But this is the Junebug color, purple green flake. Got that worm tattooed. It's kind of hard to get the angle on it right there. Have a bass going up to eat it. So that's how much I love them. I put them on my skin. So definitely if you haven't used Googan, check them out. They also make a 6-inch version of the Lunker Log, which is really good. This is a green pumpkin blue. So it's green pumpkin with blue flake. Just like the watermelon red, just a little bit of a different green and blue flake. Another really good thing for ponds. One thing that really got me hooked onto Googan was, I got one more Lunker Log, another green pumpkin blue. So this one we can take out, and we'll throw that one there in our keep pile. These are the reason I started using Googan to begin with, is the rattling Neds. So I think I actually have one already out of the package. This one's gone through the dryer and washer, and it still smells. I mean, you can't smell it through the camera, but hey, I'll take my word for it. So, rattling Ned, it's just a, 2 inches, 2.5 inches. Got a little rattle in it. That looks dirty. We're trying to monetize these videos. This is a green pumpkin goby color, hands down. I wish they made it in a Lunker Log, because it's hands down the best color they make. It's green pumpkin with purple and gold flake in it, and the fish in the springtime demolish this thing. I've lost many a rattles. They tear them in half. They kill them. On a Ned rig, it'll just sit on the bottom just like that. Every time you jerk it, gets that rattle going. This is the reason I fish Googan. This little bitty guy right here. So I got those green pumpkin gobies here. I have some California crawl, which is, I can take one out so you can see it. Doesn't look like I've actually used these at all. So, and they all come with rattles in them. You don't have to buy them separately or anything like that. These are black on one side, so it's just a pretty solid black, almost like green, and then it's got the watermelon red flake on the bottom. I've never fished in California, but maybe that's what they look like out there. So, good color. I liked it. Haven't used them yet because they don't really work too well for me in the summertime. So, bass in the summertime, I've noticed like a little bit bigger stuff. So that's what I've been usually going with. And another color, really good color, is New Money in the Ned Rigs. And the reason it's called New Money is because it looks like new money. So you have a super bright green and then some copper sprinkles on the other side there. Looks like a new shiny penny and some fresh hundreds. So really good color, love it. Always keep these in the plastic because it preserves that smell. I mean, you can smell it through the bag. Love that stuff. All right, these are going to need some condensing, but we will go with the next one, Kraken Crawls. Both of these are really good on jig trailers, so I absolutely love them. These are a watermelon red flake Kraken Crawl. Well, this one. And these are June Bug. So June Bug, the same color as that Lunker Log was. So there is your Kraken Crawl. Really good appendages there. So super awesome action. Cool thing about the appendages, it has like a little lip. I don't know if I can get it in the video. Yeah, there you go. So it's got a little lip, so when you're pulling it through the water, man, these things get flapping. They got their little legs going. They got their little antennas going. So these things get going. That's the June Bug color. I was actually thinking about hollowing it out and putting one of those rattles in it. Try that out, but you know, you can just fish it Texas rig, weightless. They will still hit it, but really good jig trailer on those. And the watermelon red, I mean, we don't have to open it. It's your typical watermelon red. Really good red flakes in it. Really go-to color for almost anybody fishing anywhere. Always works. Like I said, comes in clam packaging. They each have their own groove, so they all fit in there pretty nice. And you can almost see, yeah, you can see that that's not water in there. That's the scent that they use. Guggen. They call it Sanch sauce. Sanch sauce. So, I don't know why they named it that, but they, oh, I'm sorry, it's Slanch sauce. So, it's a slimy sauce. They are gooey, hence the name, Guggen. Super awesome bait, love them. Even the package, you know, open, sniff, catch, and just add water. So, pretty simple. Don't actually add water to them, you just throw them in the water. I don't know who's watching. Alright. Another one, I almost primarily fish these weightless. I don't really Texas rig these. Is your Bandito bugs. This is a green pumpkin and this is a June Bug. And this is the last one I have. So green pumpkin, they kill it. Sorry, I actually have one here too. This is the one I was using the other day. So you just separate the pinchers, separate the antenna, break the legs off of the bait. All right, gets, I mean, every little bit of this thing has some action to it. Same thing as the Kraken Crawls, have a lip on the end of the appendages there, and this thing gets going. Weightless on this is amazing. It drops, and these things are so thin and flappy that they just flutter all the way down, and you get yourself really good action. Countless times do they hit this thing on the drop, that initial drop. So definitely check them out if you haven't. All right. Next from Googan, we'll just go ahead and get the rest of the Googan stuff out of the way. What is this? I don't know why I said that there. So the last but not least, and these are not all the Googan stuff, they do have a few more options. We'll go over here in a second. These are your Saucy Swimmers. They come in 2 different sizes. So you have a 3.8 and you have a 3.3. 3.3 is your all-around, any spinnerbait, chatterbait, swim jig, or if you want to just go Texas rig or even weightless on that, you can. These are pearl. I just got them for the Sexy Shad swim bait and the spinnerbait that I ended up losing. These are really cool color as well. They are green gizzard shad. So let's open this bad boy up. Green gizzard shad. It's got the green pearl on the bottom, or I'm sorry, on the top, and then a off-white pearl, like a gray on the bottom. They all have slots for your hooks, so they're all slotted however you want to use them. So it keeps that hook a little bit more secure. It doesn't get stuck on as much stuff. They're all paddle tails. These, or I know a lot of people talk about the Kitex, but these have a ton of action when they're swimming. And maybe in one of my next videos, my girlfriend will show you how they swim. Sometimes she'll do that. I don't condone it. But super awesome. Yeah, like I said, they all have that that sauce in them. They all have that smell. Those were, like I said, 3.8s. 3.3s are a little bit smaller. And this is an electric shad color, which I would say is my go-to color for these. It's a pearl blue on the bottom. It's got some bluish green, almost like a neochrome flake in there. Green chrome on the top with it looks like just a green pumpkin or a watermelon green on the top. Like I said, they're significantly smaller. When I say significantly, they're almost half an inch smaller, but still same action on both of them. I haven't really noticed a difference, but if you're using a longer or bigger spinnerbait, those 3.8s come in handy. So all these, keep them in there because I never know what color I'm going to use. These, for whatever reason, I decided to buy 2. That are same. These are, oh sorry, that's all the Googan. So primarily Googan. You know, it's what I fish with. It's what the fish like. They eat fish all over the world. There's other YouTubers out there that are using them in Georgia, California. Everybody's using them. So they're great. We're here in Texas. Phenomenal. I've never have 0 complaints about them. Plus they have really cool merch, so go check them out. These are Rage Swimmers by Strike King. These are the exact same, so we're just going to open these. I think they're the exact same. Yes, these are both electric shad. So similar color to that Saucy Swimmer. Their package stays a little bit more closed. These don't have a scent, they just smell like plastic. Green pumpkin on the top. They look like they're actually using more flakes in theirs. So if you're looking for flakes, these are the way to go. Pretty good action as well. I don't really notice a difference personally, but I really do like the ribbed swimmers. They're ribbed for the fish's pleasure, apparently. So check them out. Rage Swimmers. That's the electric shad. Come in about 5 or 6 different colors. So that is, I want to say it's all of our swim baits, but I'm pretty sure there's more. So we're going to throw this one in a pile. And this is, I don't know why it's in my bag taking up room pile. This is another one I got out of a mystery tackle box. I actually love this thing. I've caught one of my biggest bass this year on one of these. Unfortunately, the jig I had paired up with it was lost. I made a cast. Apparently, I didn't tie it off very well. And it flew across the pond, and me and my son looked for it, and we couldn't find it. But these are 10,000 fish saw crawls, is what they are. So this is max action, infused scent and salt. Smells like plastic, maybe a little bit of salt in there. But the The one thing I noticed about these is they do tend to be a little bit long. So I will sometimes break it off at that first notch right there. Gives you a little bit of shorter profile. Keeps the fish from missing that hook if they're just biting back here and the hook is way back here. You don't have to worry about that. Super good action. I would say equally as good as the Kraken crawls for Googan Squad. So mystery tackle box, Shop Carls, you can buy them there as well. But one of the better crawls that I've used. I think we'll actually use that the next time we go out. Show y'all how we fish with them. This is Gene Larew. If you haven't used Gene Larew, they actually do make a really good crawl. They have one, a Biffle Bug. But this is a rattling crawler. So all of them come with rattles in them. And it's a pretty good size rattle. Let me see if I can get one of them out here for you. So that's the rattle, that's the bait. So not bad, just a little bead and a piece of glass. Rattles pretty well. It is hollowed out already, so you can just stick it in there, push it, wherever you want it. I think you do get different rattles depending on where it is. These, a little bit of a different crawl. They are paddle-tailed instead of being an actual claw. They are just little paddle tails. You get really good action on the paddle tail, so I don't complain. Pretty good. This color is Green Pumpkin Candy, which is one of my favorite colors, which is green pumpkin, and I don't know if you can see the flakes in there, but it's got a little bit of pink, green, red, purple, a little bit of everything, a little confetti color, if you will. Gene Larew makes a good one. This bag was $5.95 apparently, so bought this at a little tackle shop, local tackle shop here, supporting our small businesses. Something else I got there that I really like. I may have lied. These might be the ones I don't like. No, these are the ones I like. Are these? They have these little U-tails for claws, and just pretty small compared to the other stuff I'm throwing, but really good jig trailer. Kind of almost like a grub chunk almost, with some pretty good appendages on there. These are net bait, which are made with scent, salt, and pork fat. Doesn't smell like any of those things. So, net bait, these are called mini kickin' bees, and that is a Bama bug color, which is pretty similar to June bug. It's like a watermelon green meets a June bug. So, really good bait there. Both of those, actually, I don't know if I'm going to keep those. Well, something came open in here, so we're going to have a little bit of a mess. But these are some Z-Man. These are made for the Z-Man products. So your chatterbaits. Oh. So these got melted together. Must have got left out in the sun or something. That's the one thing I don't like about Z-Man. And I'll tell you why it does that. None of my other baits do that. All these baits are together. And as you can see, none of these little worms that came out of the bag are stuck to each other. But Z-Man does. Because Z-Man uses a thing... That's all hard now? That's gross. Z-Man uses a thing called Elastec. What is Elastec, you ask? I'll show you. So, let's make a comparison here. So these are Zoom, your super salty flukes. We all know what they are. All of our daddy showed us the same way to fish with these, right? You can throw them weightless, you can throw them weightless, Texas rig, Carolina rig, literally however you want to throw this thing, you can throw it. They always catch fish. These don't stretch very much. If I stretch them too much, I mean, this one doesn't even want to rip, but I don't want to rip it. But this is actually a really cool color if you're wondering. Bourbon Blaze is the name of the color. Super cool. I love this thing. Here's what Elastec does. One more time. Stretch. Here's what Elastec does. It stretches a lot. And it just returns right back to the shape it was. And it does not stop doing that. I can even go the other way. You can stretch this thing any which way. The bait never tears. I mean, yes, you can tear it if you rip hard enough, but the bass will not tear this up. You can use this bait 1,000 times and you would probably still be good. So, really good. Man, that says it all. But that makes the bait a lot softer, a lot more susceptible to the heat. So I'm dropping them all over the place. These melted, so I'm not using them. These were mystery tackle boxes as well, I believe. And that's it. The color on this, if you're interested, is called the Streak Z, which is their version of the Fluke. Another thing, I thought so they don't have the V-tail like a normal Fluke. They just have one little tail, so you don't get as much action. This color here, the Deal is the name of the color. Just normal shad color. So those will be going in the trash. All right, on to some Zoom. Let's get some flukes out of the way. So we've already talked about the bourbon Blaze. So it's just orange with orange and black and gold flake. Super cool color, super bright. I use it for the Fire Tiger spinnerbait. This is the trailer that I use for that. So these two are probably my two favorite color flukes. We'll do this one, my least favorite of the two. If I can open it. All right. So this is Lightning Shad. So it's kind of got it's hard to tell, but it's like a goldish bottom. So it's a pearl gold natural, just like a natural white color on the bottom, and the top is a black with silver and black flakes. So it's like a smoke, almost like a smoke shad, but not quite. It's got a little bit of a gold pearl in the bottom, and hands down, my favorite color shad to use. Recommended for everybody. Other than your typical watermelon reds and your green pumpkins, this is Baitfish. Really, really good in the springtime. So basically white on the bottom, black on the top, and it's got that same confetti as that other one that we were looking at. It's got that same confetti color. It looks like it's got some green, some blue, pink, a little bit of everything in there. So try to get it to focus so y'all can see all the colors. There we go. So, not bad. Like I said, this is a salty super fluke baitfish color. So, always keep some of these in your bag. They're great. Moving on for Z-Man, and this is the bag that came open here. This is a color that my kid picked out, actually. And these are your finesse worms, any time of the year type thing. And this color here is Sprayed Grass. So it is a watermelon green pumpkin green. Looks like it's clear on the top, actually. Yeah, you can kind of pick that up in the video. But it's got a purple flake in it. And the bottom has a green flake in it. So there's the green flake, got a little bit of purple mixed in, and then heavy on the purple on the back of it. Just your typical finesse worm. Nothing super special about it. As far as the action that it does, you can shake your head. And the hooks that I use when I shake your head. These are a little big for these, so I'll try to get something smaller. These are 1/8. I would probably go the 3/32, or even like a 1/16 if I could find it. So super cool action on those when they are coming down. We'll probably do some reviews here in the future for how I rig them, what kind of action, different hooks, stuff like that. So that is sprayed grass. And the next one is another one of my favorite colors. Just recently started using these. These are just Zoom finesse worms as well, but this is watermelon slice. So instead of the watermelon red, where it's that watermelon color mixed in with some red flake, as you can see on this back of this worm, it does not have any of that red flake, except right there on the tip. And then all the red flake is on the back there. So it's super heavy on the red on the back, and really lets off that shimmer. You can use these with a red hook, Texas hooked as well, or I'm sorry, Texas rigged. So finesse worms, like I said, anytime, wacky rig, however you want to do it. Texas rig, Carolina rig, shaky head, you can use them on anything. Some more finesse worms. These are just your typical watermelon red. That bag is old as dirt, but still good. All right, and coming up on the last two here are some just your typical Senko worms. We got the Yum Dinger. Everybody's using those lately. These are watermelon red. And then these are Strike King's version of the Senko. Oh, I even got one with a red hook on it. And they call them the the Shim E Shake. So got a little shimmy to it, apparently, but pretty good action for a Senko type worm. This one, I thought they were black and red, but upon closer inspection, that is a watermelon green with a ton of red and black flakes in it. So very cool. Definitely gonna keep trying these. I haven't used them as much as I ought to. So awesome. That is it for all the soft plastics. Real quick, I'll go over the rod and reel combos that I'm using, the line that I'm using. So I actually have some of it right here. It is the Spiderwire Ultimate Mono. We'll go over that, and that's it. So coming up next will be the rod and reel. Last but not least, rods and reels. So I use 3 most days, unless I don't feel like carrying them all out there. So the first one, this has been, I'm gonna try to do this without knocking anything over. This has been one I've used for years. It's a Matsuo. Bought this combo at Walmart probably. Good spinning combo on it. Right now I have, I believe, 12-pound mono on it, if I'm not mistaken. Feels like 12 pounds. A really good spinning rod. Excuse the dirt on it. Like I said, it gets used a lot. It's got a good comfortable handle on it. Matsuo, I don't think they sell them anymore. You might be able to find newer versions of it, but it's just your everyday spinning rod. Nothing special about it. Weightless lunker log on there right now. That green pumpkin blue that we talked about. So love that thing. Definitely gets the hits. Let's put this over here for now. All right. And this is my newest one, Bass Pro Shop. This is a Quantum Drive. Really, really good spinning rod on it. I'm sorry, spinning reel on it. Really good. I love this thing. It's really smooth. Doesn't cast as well as I'd like it to. I might need to put some new line on it, but this one does have that Spiderwire 12-pound ultimate mono. So nice little spinning reel. I'll give you a little 360 view of that. And good handle. I love the gap in the handle. It just feels different when I'm holding it. And this one currently has a shaky head on it. So like I said, we'll do videos about the rigging and stuff that I use at a later time. I'll probably try to film that tonight if I can, and then we'll go from there. So like I said, it would sit like that, but we'll go over that. This one does have a little keeper spot for your hook. That one does not, unfortunately. So, and my baby, the one I love fishing with the most, is this bright ass green. It's got a really cool camo in there. This is also Bass Pro Shop. This is an Abu Garcia rod and reel combo. So let me get this jig out of the way. It is a Hunter Shryock. It's gonna be upside down, but I don't have room to run it that way. It's a medium heavy, 7'2" bait casting. So tells you to use a 3/8 to 1 ounce lure on it. Holds 12 to 20 pounds. I have 14 pound on it right now, and it's very, very good rod and reel. Good eyelets on it. The one downside to the longer reels, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen right now, because I will be very upset if it does, is the rod tips on these, especially this one. Let me see if I can get it. So if you're looking at it, you can't really see it, but it gets really skinny right where this black meets the green, and it's very, very fragile, so it breaks a lot. I've broken one. Luckily, if you get the Bass Pro Shop gear guard, you walk in there, no questions asked. They will give you your money back. Put it towards another product. It can transfer over, so if you sell the rod and reel, you can sell the gear guard with it. The reel on this is an Abu Garcia Revo X. So this thing is amazing. It's got 8 bearings in it, 7.3 to 1 gear ratio. Absolutely love this thing. The drag system on it's really good. It's got a magnetic braking system in it. So it's got the magnetic braking system in there. It's really good. I have yet to have a problem with it. I actually get less bird nesting with this one than I did with any of my other ones. So I love this thing. Super comfort grip on it. Obviously it's got the gap between, like I said, I like that. And currently have a hybrid. This is a 6th Sense hybrid jig a buddy of mine showed me, with a black and blue crawl on it right now. So super good jig to get as well. So definitely check it out. And that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you made it through. I know the video was a little long. The rest of them won't probably be this long, but I do appreciate you watching. And don't forget, subscribe, hit that like button if you liked what you saw. If you want to see something different, hit me up in the comments, drop a comment below, and we'll definitely get y'all what you like to see. That's it for me today, guys. I'll see y'all on the water.